How's Marquette doing?
No.
How's Marquette?
Bracket's so good?
Yeah, Marquette's out of the tournament. Yeah, I didn't notice.
That's the only reason we're here.
I had them all the way to the end. That's automatics.
We really gonna get into our brackets being busted?
Yeah. I do have to say, I followed Jay Billis to the point, literally,
Yeah.
and I was out of it so Jay, we got to talk. All right, let's go.
Hey, Doc, for old time's sake, you got starters for us?
Oh, my God. Just like the Philly crew. Jesus.
I haven't changed.
I think it's the same as last game.
Okay. I asked Ty this, but is it always special going up against Ty, knowing?
No, I hate going up against Ty and Monty and all my guys you have a relationship with. It's actually no fun. It's fun when you win, but it is different, especially with Ty, because, Ty was with me, Boston, and every practice, everything, and, he has my complete playbook, so, it's fun though, but it is different. It's fun, it's so different than coaching than, when you play against your best friend, you want to destroy him. It's amazing the difference, and when you coach against the guy, it's just a different vibe.
Doc, Ty was saying that your mentorship has really helped him this season. What's been your message through the ups and downs this year?
Just keep coaching, man. I think I've had so many years like what Ty's going through. I mean, we have one here where you got to get your guys. We had it earlier in the year in our place. You just got to get them to understand there's 12 guys. It's not just 2 guys or 3 guys, and they're good enough. They're NBA players, and you can win games. Teams can win games. During that period, and I think Ty's done a great job with that. I mean, he's really kept them afloat. So it's been impressive.
Now, what is it like leading up to a game on coaching against a close friend? Like in this example, Lonzo Mourning, he wouldn't return any of his friends' phone calls. Like he would just not. He would
Go
race.
dark. I thought Lonzo went dark all the time. It's different. I mean, no, it's but nothing like that going up again. I've talked to, me and Ty have talked 10 minutes before a game. Tibbs will call me literally from the locker room to locker room. But I'm not going to ask him, hey, what you run in the first play or anything like that. So it's different. And coaches are coaches. Nobody comes to see us. Really, it's the players on the floor that you really want to watch play.
These last 9, 10 games, what are the biggest things you want to shore up defensively?
Getting a stop, maybe. That would be nice. That's the start. The Lakers had 39 points in the third quarter.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things. We have a list. I mean, I'm not going to go through the list. But we have to improve as a team on both ends. Our pace has to improve offensively. Our spacing has to improve offensively. Our continuity has to improve offensively. Defensively, our transition is getting better, actually. It could only go one way since we were 29th. We're rebounding a little bit better. But there's things that we just have to do better. We have to be a better team defense. We don't have a ton of great individual defenders. I've had teams where you can do both. You just shut down guys, 4 or 5 of them on the team. This is not that team. So we really have to be a great team defense in order to play defense.
Doc, with individual players defensively, I mean, when you played, a lot of defensive player of the years were perimeter-oriented guys, and then we've seen a shift to big men. I'm sure you'd like to see Embiid kind of get up there, but do you think perimeter guys defensively can get consideration for defensive player of the year again, and if so, why?
Well, who votes? Yeah, so you talk to the wrong guy. Sit here and talk to them. Yeah, absolutely. I think the guards, in my day, I have my first coach, Mike Fratello, back there, and Mike, I told a story about you the other day in practice, because I said, you know what happened when I'm struggling guarding Michael Jordan in practice or in the game, and I said, man, we need some help. And Mike would say, you need help? Okay, sub. So you put someone else in. That was your help back in our day. And so maybe that's why guards were so important defensively. Like the point guard is still, to me, the lead of the defense. He's the guy that sets the tone. And then the big does the rest of the work. But without guard defensively, you're struggling.
Sort of along those lines, like Matisse has talked about how it has been different since he moved into the starting lineup, like starting off on the best perimeter
Yeah.
scorer versus like when you just kind of come in and take over. How have you seen him sort of take on that? It seems like a slight difference.
Yeah, well, it is, because we used to try not to put him on the best guy early, you know. We had probably the wrong philosophy. We were like, let him, you know, ease into the game. The problem is, when you do that, that guy has 20 already, and now he's hot. So we decided, let's put Matisse on the best guy every night. I think it helps him in one aspect, that he knows that it's gonna come, he knows who he's guarding, and he can prepare for it.
I should have today, Zoo was reminiscing about how teams are playing
Yeah.
the cockroaches speech and whatnot. What have you made of his evolution since he's?
I love him. He's, you know, from a coaching standpoint, I think all coaches, we have a list. Obviously, you coach great players like superstars, and they're some of your favorites. But if you put on a list of just role guys and guys that have improved and great guys to coach, Zoo is he's right at the top. I mean, he's just, when I look at him when he first came, he'll never tell you, and I can't even say it. We had this thing with him, Clipper speed, and then we had this other speed, which we won't name because it's wasn't very good. And it's like he couldn't hear it anymore. We said it so much. You know, this is Clipper speed we're playing at, and he'll laugh if you tell him. He'll know the rest. But you know, his first year, you remember from that summer, he went home. You know, we sent some coaches, and he came back. He decided, not me. He decided that. I love when players do that.
Couple more guys.
James has come in and it's almost been like you invite someone to dinner and they bring some wine and they're really a nice house guest and stuff. Has he put his imprint on the team yet though?
No, not yet. He will. He's had he's had spurts.
Yeah.
You know, but we got to get out of that from spurts to just consistent, where he's dominant and Joel's dominant. I think we've had maybe 2 games of all our games where they both, if you're watching, oh my God, they're both dominant at the same time. We haven't gotten that right yet, so that's the area we're still working on.
Is that just being polite or too deferential or like not wanting to rock the boat, coming in so late?
Probably, you know, Olympic team. That's what I always say. Like the Olympic team, the first 10 days they're awful. You know, everyone's trying to be nice, and Kevin Durant's catching the ball, passing it. And you're like, what? you know, why would you do that? You're already the best option. You know, and James has done a lot of that. You know, the good part, I guess, he's been a really good point guard. But we need him to be a scoring point guard and comfortable doing it, and not feeling like it's a bad thing.
Thanks, Coach. Last one.
When Tibbs was here a few weeks ago, he said that coaching Ty, he learned that he was a bit of a gambler, like a risk taker, and he learned about him as a player leading into coach. What did you see about him as a player that led you to believe that he might make a good coach? And what did you see from him as a coach?
I didn't have him at 10 games. I got fired. So, but I did tell him at the training camp, you know, I don't know what I saw. I just saw that I thought he was going to be a hell of a coach. I walked up to him and said, hey, the day you finish, give me a call, and you have a job. You're going to be a coach. I believe that. He didn't at the time, I can tell you that. He laughed at it. He said he was going to do TV or whatever. I don't know what he thought he was going to do. But then when he called, you know, it'd be nice if he called in the summer. He called like in the middle of the season. We didn't even have a spot. And thank God to Danny Ainge, because I called Danny and said, hey, listen, I promised the guy, let's do it. And we did it. And now the rest is history. So you just saw, there's other guys, you know, that you money, and you can see it early on as a player. And, you know, I've had a couple of guys now over the last couple of years that I believe will be coaches, without naming them. But, yeah. All right, I get your question.